I need sleep.
Well, what is up, Deadly Saints Nation? Happy soon-to-be Halloween. I am, of course, your Omega Saint, leader of Deadly Saints Nation, MVP of this show, Firestar Heart. And, in case you haven't already observed, I got a special guest with me this time. It's Big Mike Muncy.
How's it going?
We are live right here, and already one viewer. Looky there. Well, let me make sure I have the chat pulled up so I can try to be as interactive with you guys as I possibly can. So pardon me while we do that real quick. Bam. There we go. Okay. And of course, we don't need to hear my voice over that. Okay. So anybody that comments in the chat, I can see you. All right. So we have some things to plug, don't we? Let's see. If you're new to this channel, of course, you can subscribe, share this video, of course, with all your friends and whatnot. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We have a long road ahead.
I see you behind me. Have eyes in the back of my head. It's a perk of being the
We have a
monster.
kid trying to soak up our limelight here. So pardon us, folks. Follow us on Twitch for the gameplays. Of course, all the links that you will need to follow are in the description below. You can, if you want to support the channel, hit me up on patreon.com/FirestarHeartCRW, or you can hit me up on paypal.me/FirestarHeart. Or if you want to get yourself some official Firestar Heart Omega Saint merchandise, check out the store, teespring.com/store/Firestar-Heart. I will have some gear, some new gear coming out soon. And that's that. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Firestar Heart as well, and hit me up on Facebook and all that good stuff.
Turn the volume down.
So, without further ado, guys, let's get on. How's it going? How's it going, Kim? So, there have been a lot of things going on this week. It's not our usual snip snack quick fire episode. No, it's a little bit different this week. Now, I did not discuss the events that happened last week for a good reason. There's Dark Angel's hand. Come say hi. You're lucky.
Hello.
Luckily, we're live on YouTube. I can procrastinate this as long as we need to.
If you
Volume down.
She's gonna try back up because she doesn't listen to anybody.
Look at me getting on the kids live on YouTube. What have I become? What have I become? This is supposed to be a wrestling show. Damn it. Now,
Can't go.
there was a reason I did not discuss last week's events, and honestly, it's just because I was burnt out. But if you want my thoughts on last week, you can check out Con Man's Cage on Castbox, I believe it is. I was live with him for his end week podcast, so my thoughts are not all gone, folks. I was live, but I was a guest star on somebody's show, and I just decided to opt out altogether, especially after I live reacted to SmackDown Live 1000. Glad we got some people in here. Keep it coming. Let's get this video up to. I want to see the like ratio hit the double digits, so be sure to like it up. I want to try at least get 10 likes. Can we do that? 10? Can we get Ty Dillinger stuff? We're doing this for Joe. Doing this for Roman. So, with that being mentioned, I guess we shouldn't avoid it anymore. Raw kicked off this past week, the usual, fans were doing their yay boo to Roman. And then, you see him come out in his street gear. So immediately you're thinking, And as soon as he dropped the line, "My name is Joe," all of a sudden the mood started to switch. And when he revealed that he had leukemia, let's just say that's been something that has hit everybody this week. That is no laughing matter, no joke or anything like that. Regardless on, if you were a fan of the character, or not, that got thrown out the window. What you were then looking at was the man. And this man has given his heart to the business. He's done a lot. And he's done it fast. And that's probably what has pissed some of the fans off, is the fact that he's done this so fast. But looking back on this now, are you really going to try and take that away from him? I don't think you are. So we want to send our thoughts, prayers out to Roman or Joanna White. Of course, we want to do that. I've been contemplating all week on how to really approach this. And there was no other way I could other than just bringing it up blunt about it. And I'll let Mike talk about his feelings on stuff here in a minute. But I think what we can do for this one is make it special. We'll try to be somewhat in-depth with a bit of things going on here. And this is one of the things we want to kind of touch base on, because it's not a laughing matter. It's not funny. And it's still something that has hit the system. And it has left a dark cloud hanging over WWE, because Roman was highly invested. They had all of their eggs in his basket. And, it turned out to be a very, very good thing. Roman, believe it or not, on the contrary of what people have said, how's it going, King Leonidas? But believe it or not, on what some people said, Roman is actually, quite all right. But the man, Joe, that dude is great. And for us to be hit with that this week was very hard and very off-putting. So we wish nothing but the best wishes to him. Of course, pray for Roman. Fight this Joe. Cock that fist and give Leukemia a big old Superman punch right in the face. Big Mike, how do you feel after all that?
Well, for those that may not have followed my old podcast, one of the first people I ever talked about was a wrestler who went by the name of Leaky. And that was Roman's very first gimmick in wrestling when he wrestled for Florida Championship Wrestling.
Right.
Most of the people I had on the podcast at the time laughed at the thought of Leaky being anything in WWE.
Right.
And I do mean they laughed at him. The onlyest part about his whole gimmick that I laughed at was the name, because that name was a little too Samoan generic.
Right.
That being said, when he came to NXT and formed the Shield with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, I knew right then that WWE had hit gold with this trio.
Right.
So much so that me and John Rucker had ourselves a little side bet as to which one of these two men would go further. Oh, three men would go further.
Right.
And I didn't put all my money on Roman. I actually had it put on Ambrose.
Right.
I ended up being so very wrong with that. Roman winning the Royal Rumble the year that me and John had that discussion
Right.
changed everything. I'll be the first man to say, when he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania that year, I lost faith in Roman for over half a year, thinking he got whatever he deserved and everything he deserved during his feud with Braun Strowman.
Right.
But for him to just keep coming on and on and on and being there every night like he said he was going to be, beating John Cena and pretty much putting John Cena in part-time hell. That's where he's... I found my respect for Roman Reigns again.
Right.
Watching Raw that night, the last thing I would have ever thought would come out of Roman Reigns' mouth was that he had leukemia. I always thought that he was healthy as a horse. I didn't even know he had leukemia prior to. I had to actually go back and look at his history to find out he had leukemia before.
I'm not even sure how many people really knew that. To be honest, that was actually my first time finding out that he had died.
Yeah. Most of my family are Roman Reigns fans for the simple reason we all respect his lineage, all of his family members. The first wrestler I ever shook hands with was Fatu, Rikishi.
Right.
And for me to have known pretty much every Samoan wrestler to ever step foot in WWE says something about the lineage of Roman Reigns.
It really does.
So for him to come out and say he has leukemia, and for him to be out 2 to 3 years, is one of the worst things I have ever heard from a wrestler before, other than he died in the ring, and that was Owen Hart. And that was the absolute worst.
Yeah, it really...
but Roman?
Owen is still a hard hit for me to just
We know you're going to Superman punch this leukemia right out of the ballpark. Get well.
So you get this, Joe. Let's tear the rest of it down for you. So we followed that. Yeah, actually, Raw had a very, very hard time following that. But by God, did they put on a show for that man.
Mm-hmm.
And the first match we got was Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley with hype man, man of the hour, Lio Rush.
And we not with the Lio Rush.
Lio Rush still can't find a shirt.
Lio Rush can't find a proper gimmick. What are you talking about?
Bobby Lashley's Black Scott Steiner.
Oh boy.
Oh
boy.
God.
He just isn't going, give me a fucking mic.
What's bad?
If I hear Bobby Lashley, I want to hear Bobby Lashley do that now. I don't know. I heard Bobby Lashley was injured. I don't know the extent of it, but now I want to hear him crack a Steiner style promo.
It's a minor injury. It's not going to keep him out of action. Absolutely not.
Oh man. But anyways, Finn Balor defeats Bobby Lashley with a roll-up. And
it shut Lio Rush up when Bobby got pinned.
Lio ran for Bobby. What? Yeah.
I had such high hopes for Lio Rush when he debuted, and he's been reduced to this.
Now, well, Bobby Lashley's not the only one with his pet cruiserweight. Authors of Pain also have Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick.
Spud.
The spud of all spuds in professional wrestling, Drake Maverick.
I like the fact that Drake Maverick is the general manager of 205 Live. But can he not be a manager of a tag team with that?
I don't think he's probably not going to be GM of 205 Live for long.
Can we not Paul Heyman that, please? Paul Heyman was already enough.
I heard rumor that Mike Tenay was going to be general manager.
Oh no! Oh no!
I know.
Oh no!
Something tells me that
commentator, I could get behind that a little bit, but general manager, please no.
Mike Tenay I know him mostly for commentary.
You haven't got Jeremy
it wasn't
Borash
that
on
bad.
TV yet, and they've had him. Send Jeremy Borash that way. There you go. Give him some
Something tells me
use.
Jeremy Borash could be in that Matt Hardy network special.
You
might be
think? You think?
I'm just ready for the Hardy compound to have its own Netflix series.
I'm hoping
Or
Matt Hardy's
not Netflix
back.
series. The
I'm
WWE
hoping
Network
he's back
series.
by WrestleMania season like he promises to be. I really hope.
Who, Matt?
Matt. He promises to be back by WrestleMania season. We'll see.
So, he is getting. They are going to go through with that network show. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
The Hardy
awesome.
Haunted Halloween.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
boy.
That's what day is that coming?
I don't know.
Or is that coming for Halloween?
That is being streamed live on YouTube, I believe.
Huh. Oh, that's odd. I thought it would be streamed on the network. But either way.
It might be. We'll just have to wait and see what Hardy decides
Either
to
way,
do.
all I know is anything that involves the Hardys and compounds, wonderful. So, then we got the promo from Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Natalya. I really don't pay too much mind to the promos and whatnot. And then, of course, right after that, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler talk backstage, and Drew's.
Let me be the first to say, thank God McIntyre turned. Thank God.
He's not a babyface. He's still a heel.
It don't matter
But instead
if he's a heel.
instead of turning heel, now we know that he's gone uber heel.
Yeah, he needs to be solo. The tag team with Dolph Ziggler was okay.
It's probably done now, unless they do their rematch clause.
And then they decide to do that hack thing to try to take down the Shield with Braun Strowman.
Of course, that didn't work.
I was like, are we doing bad rip-offs of the Shield now? Is that what we're reduced to?
We'll get to SmackDown in a minute. SmackDown, dare I say, was worse than Raw this week. Unpopular opinion to some, maybe. But Raw stepped it up for Joe, and damn it, you can't deny it after this. Now, it wasn't by any means, but as Wrestle Talk would say, it was in awe. So, yes. Ruby Riott then defeated Sasha Banks after their two counteractive teams got into a little scuffle on the outside. Nothing really to note there. And then our next little line of a replay, actually, of Undertaker and Kane's little two spooky dudes promo from last week. Then DX came out and cracked a little promo there, only to be interrupted by the second in the series of Undertaker and Kane's two spooky dudes promo. And that's exactly what I'm calling
Which
it.
I actually found to be better than the first one.
It was better. But also, this is practically the case of 50-year-old men beating the hell out of each other for apparently our enjoyment.
I understand doing that first time ever thing. I commend that. But please, after this, let it go. Let it go.
Let it die.
Yes.
Now, Triple H is probably in the best shape out of all of them.
Probably.
Him and Michaels. Because Michaels, okay, this is Degeneration Bald versus two men with a foot in the grave. Wait. One man with a foot in the grave and a mayor.
Exactly. Which, by the way, they weren't kidding when they said Kane actually cut a promo from the basement of his office in Knoxville.
Oh, my God, he did?
He did. It's on YouTube. Go find it.
Dear Lord.
It is bad. It is so bad.
Dear Lord.
It's so bad.
Does he have the mask on?
He has the mask on. And he has the camera just on his face so they can't see he's wearing his mayor's suit.
I thought he was going to have, like, one of those cutaway edits where he was like,
No.
by day,
no.
I may be your humble mayor, but by night...
I watched it once and immediately
I was expecting like Grandpa Bipolar Kane there, but hey, Bipolar Kane was funny.
He was.
That's what I nicknamed that little era that he was going through when he was part of the Authority. He gave the mask back, then he took the mask on again when he was doing that whole switch and swatch on Seth Rollins. I call that Bipolar Kane. Fight me, bro. Don't really fight me.
I think we're getting ready to hit these. Oh, no.
Now we got Paul Heyman's address to the WWE Universe, and you know, that was actually good. It was nice to see him really give Roman a good talk.
I give props to Heyman for that.
Heyman, of course, always has good chops, and it was nice for him to put Roman on the pedestal that he did. Roman is indeed a great champion, despite what some people think of the character. The man is a great champion. So, after this, Braun Strowman, he comes out and he's all intense. He's just like, "What you need to tell Brock Lesnar is that Crown Jewel, I'm gonna beat his ass."
Like we haven't heard that before.
and just keeping up with the high intensity. And yeah, I know me and him have had our problems, but once Roman got whooped by leukemia, he's gonna be a first in line when he comes back. After I bring the Universal title home. And then all of a sudden, Drew McIntyre, boom, zipping by with a Claymore.
Yeah, they're pretty much setting up that Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre feud. You can feel it coming.
Let's take out the Claymore for a second. What did you think of the intensity level of Braun Strowman?
He was too intense. There is such a thing as too intense, and Braun, that was too intense.
I was thinking, okay, Braun, we got it. We got it. Simmer down a bit. Maybe he was just riding high on emotion, and who wouldn't be? I saw the two men hugging it out, for Christ's sakes. Everybody was hugging Roman backstage, and hell, if I was backstage, I would have too. I would have probably walked with the guy if I had a segment coming up next.
Yep.
But Braun Strowman's intensity factor on this was comically hilarious. I started laughing. I'm like, "Oh Lord!"
It was the only
calm
time I had
down,
to turn
Braun.
the channel until Braun left just to turn it back, because I would have broke a rib. I would.
I was, as respectful as, him giving Roman the props was, it was also very intense.
It would be on here.
Yes. So I was watching that, and like I said, it was just absolutely wonderful. I liked it for the sheer fact of his intensity level being unimaginably high. So, as funny as much as you can tell, Braun, hey, calm down a bit. But
it's just.
Any more thoughts on that?
All I can say is if he does that intensity again, he's probably going to have to dial back something. But I happen to know the next segment that we're coming to, in my opinion, was the best segment of Raw.
I'll tell you what you can think about my intensity. Braun, okay.
And something that I had asked for ever since he debuted, when we finally got the Elias face turn.
Yes. Now here's how it happened. Elias, ever so eloquently well, just strumming away on that guitar. I love Elias's playing. He's very good at it. Actually,
I'll be the first to say I walk with Elias.
I've been walking with Elias too. So say it with us. Say it with us, folks. Who wants to walk with Elias? Yes, I am an avid walker with Elias. So, He proceeds to defeat Apollo Crews after Apollo Crews presumably dissed Elias last week.
A little bit.
And then beat up Elias. On top of that, there's Dark Angel going out. She'll be back, obviously. She's over here playing on another computer. But I digress. So after he does that, he decides he wants to perform again. And I'm guessing this crowd fair at this point, because he's like, no, I'm going to compete again. Baron Corbin comes out and basically he's just like, Elias, I know you want to perform for the crown, but we ain't got time for that shit. We ain't got time for it, man. Because I have to make a very important announcement. And then Elias is all like, Stephanie walks with Elias. Corbin's like, well, that may be, but if she didn't like you so much, I would follow you. And yeah, those aren't the exact words, but that's basically how it went down. And so Corbin then proceeds to, they go back and forth for a little bit. Then Elias proceeds to play his song, starts dissing Baron Corbin, and then Corbin cuts the mic, and then Elias is like, oh, okay, so that's how it's going to be. And then Corbin's like, now get to stepping. And yes, I'm doing that slow talk on purpose for Baron Corbin. You can thank, well, I did get inspired to do that little bit, but that is one of the best Baron Corbin impressions ever, I think. So, Elias leaves, so we thought, and as Corbin proceeds to continue talking, Elias comes out with the guitar, smashes it Jeff Jarrett style up the backside of Baron Corbin's noggin and puts him down. It was
funny. Both me and my mother both said at the same time, he just did Jeff Jarrett proud with that one.
Oh, I bet Jeff Jarrett was at home going, yeah, that's my boy. Single E, single L, single I, single A, single S.
Of all the general managers that Raw and SmackDown have had over the years, Baron Corbin is the one general manager out of that whole bunch that I would quietly send out to pasture with a nice hunting rifle.
Just put him back in the ring. At least he's better.
I liked him when he was a heel wrestler.
He's better.
Not as a heel authority figure.
At least he's better in the ring.
Yeah.
He's got a nice
signature.
Much or not, but.
His Deep Six signature and his End of Days finisher are both unique.
Yes, those are good. As for the rest.
Grow your hair back. You're not fooling anybody.
So, do you think Baron Corbin has a long-term successful package in the ring?
After Kurt Angle gets done with him, he will. Because we all know that as soon as he gets back in the ring, Kurt Angle is pretty much going to bury him with that shovel that he has.
Well, yeah. But do you think he'll be able to – do you think Corbin will try to get a good match?
Oh, yeah. He'll – I could see him in the Intercontinental Championship picture come this time next year.
Do you think Baron Corbin will become a World Heavyweight Champion or a Universal Champion?
Universal Champion? No. WWE Champion? Yes.
Maybe. Yes or maybe?
It's a definite yes because he showed a lot of promise on SmackDown. He was this close to a WWE Championship, this close. But as we all know, that superstar shakeup is
considering when Jinder Mahal was a champion, why did they not just make Baron Corbin a transitional champion? Because I guarantee you that would have garnered him a little bit of
fanfare. Because Jinder Mahal was the transitional champion.
Yeah, but Jinder Mahal was epically
But he was a good transitional champion.
Was he really?
He was good for the reason we needed a heel champion, which we didn't have very many heels at that time that were championship material. Because Miz was already a champion.
Jinder Mahal's an argument on whether he was championship material.
A lot of people give me heat over saying Jinder Mahal was a good champion, but you got to look at it from a heel perspective. You got the Singh brothers, pretty much your two worshippers that's going to help you win almost every match.
Okay.
You got the fact that Jinder Mahal, his gimmick anyway, is Indian. You know, he's an Indian man. Yeah, sorry.
What was that? No,
sorry
I'm
to
sorry
disappoint
about that.
you, but
sorry
he
about
is
that cold down
partial
there.
Canadian. Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, what? I just had a little cold. Man.
I know. I'll be the first one to say.
I wasn't trying to break no kayfabe
there. WWE, but
I wasn't trying to break any
you're
kayfabe
not fooling
there.
Anybody.
There you go.
You're not fooling anybody.
Big Mike with the kayfabe crasher.
But
I was nice
now that he's come off of SmackDown, I think Raw is taking a big dump on Jinder Mahal. What is this?
Alicia Fox looks stronger than Jinder Mahal at this rate because she's basically abusing
Alicia Fox is insane. And that's her
gimmick. Jinder Mahal's trying to calm her down.
What is the right side of hello? Alicia, Go back to your Foxy gimmick, not this.
I can't even anymore. I'm done.
But
I can't even.
as
I
far as
can't
the
even.
Elias face turn goes, you just saw the beginnings of his run towards the World's Championship.
World or Intercontinental?
No,
What will happen
he
for
will
him
bypass
first?
the Intercontinental Championship because he's already that good. He's got the mic skills and he's got the ring skills to back it up.
Funny thing, he has never held any. He hasn't held a title at all.
I know, and I'm telling you, the first title he's going to hold will either be the WWE or Universal Champion, guaranteed.
So for his that would actually be monumental, though.
It would,
Considering if his first ever championship is the top title in the company, then that's monumental. But I wouldn't be disappointed if they didn't do that and he instead became like Intercontinental or Tag Team Champion. That would be okay as well, because then at least it kind of builds him. But you're right. I actually agree with you on this. Yes, his ring skills maybe not, but his character is already there. His character's at world heavyweight level.
Yeah.
His in-ring level maybe like a notch right below it, but that's probably enough to just bang him up right up there.
What we got next?
Now we got the Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey contract signing.
I gotta ask. Last week's burn from Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey did not capitalize off that burn. Instead, Nikki Bella got her one shot back. However, Ronda so calmly said, "I will end you." And for me, I think that could have been enough to just do that, because Nikki Bella did have a shocked look of fear on her face. Or semi-fear.
Right.
I don't know. Nikki Bella's just trash, in my opinion.
I'm going to get it out of the way.
But she's not as bad as Brie. If I had to choose between the Bellas, I would actually go on to say Nikki's probably the better wrestler of the two. That's not saying much.
No. And funnily enough, the first Bella to hold the title was Brie Bella, not Nikki.
Yes, because Brie was looked at as the main twin.
For a long time.
Then when Nikki Bella got her
John Cena on.
when she got her John Cena on, gained those assets. We're gonna have a chip with dip here, folks.
We're supposed to be on
I'm
getting bored.
I'm just gonna come out and say this. I hated the Divas division.
It's down.
The Divas division was the worst division that WWE had ever come up with. You had three Divas champions that were even worth the time.
It really was.
The rest either held women's titles and couldn't be called Divas because they held women's champions, or they got out while they still could. Nikki Bella, she is the Divas division. Simply because Nikki Bella never held a women's title after that, and she never will.
Well, that's true.
No, not for me.
Big.
Well,
More chip.
AJ Lee. AJ Lee gets a free pass because she was the longest reigning Divas champion.
AJ, I think, was the women's wrestler of the Divas era.
Paige gets a free pass because she held a women's championship.
Mm-hmm.
And Natalya gets a free pass because she held a women's championship.
And she's also got legitimate background.
No other woman that held the Divas championship that didn't hold a women's championship gets a free pass. I'm sorry. Kelly, no. Alicia Fox, no.
Kelly.
Candice Michelle,
She wasn't much in a wrestler. She seemed popular, but her wrestling skills were subpar at best.
Mm-hmm. And Nikki absolutely does not get a free pass.
But we'll get to Evolution here in a minute. Let's looking like we're running.
But I know when Ronda gave that burn, if I hadn't turned down the volume on my TV, I would have cracked the TV from all the laughing going on in my house.
Oh boy. that was burn of the century.
Yeah, that was pretty much saying Nikki is not going to win against Ronda Rousey at Evolution, regardless of what she does now. That burn was too good.
I don't think Ronda's going to drop the belt to Nikki.
No.
And I swear to God, if she does, if she drops that title to Nikki Bella,
that would mean I would have to give Nikki Bella a free pass on the Divas division, and I'm not willing to do that.
We would have to acknowledge Nikki as somewhat competent.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready to do that. I don't think I ever want to do that.
The onlyest thing I'll get this out of the way. I'm not a John Cena fan. I never will be. I only like his thugonomic gimmick because it made him a good heel. Beyond that, he's too overrated. That said, I give him props for getting Nikki Bella out of his life when he did. That's the only props I give him.
So what all behind the scenes going on there is...
They are not back together.
Well, of course.
And from what I understand,
but
Nikki
is it something
is
that
reeling in yet
did?
another WWE star, but I don't exactly know who it is.
Is it an up-and-coming?
Not
Someone
exactly.
around her age?
Or is it a little bit older than her?
But younger than Cena?
Oh, yes. Very much younger than Cena. So that's all I know about that. And I know John Cena has actually got his eyes on a current women's competitor. And it's no secret. It's Carmella. It's Carmella. Which I'm pretty sure we'll touch base on Carmella a little bit later, so we'll just leave that alone for now.
Yes, we have battery to conserve. So let's try to get through the rest of the show as fast as we can, and we'll get in depth. We'll get in depth with the main event. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose say they're going to win for Roman Reigns. And we get a pre-recorded Ember Moon promo for Evolution. Then Ember Moon goes on to defeat Tamina, Nia Jackson, Dana Brooke after the Eclipse strikes down Tamina. That does her no favors. Titus O'Neil then they have their little breast cancer survivors series. They present like special breast cancer survivor championship belts to 6 survivors. That was pretty cool, you know. Then Lita and Trish Stratus have an interview with backstage, and that's interrupted by Alicia Fox. It leads to basically a brawl. After all that stuff's said and done, Lita and Trish end up getting the best of it, and they're like, "That's how we do it in Attitude Era."
Why has Alexa Bliss been taken out of the match? Nobody has told me yet.
Alexa has some sort of an injury, probably a concussion.
Again? This tells you why Alexa Bliss is not the champion anymore. She's become injury prone.
Alexa Bliss is pretty injury prone, it seems. At least in this calendar year. With that, we move on to the main event, which is Raw Tag Team Championship, which is the next thing we should go somewhat in depth on. We have new tag team champions, but
do we really have new tag team champions?
Oh well, you know, I mean, on record we got tag team champions, but at what cost? Pardon me, folks. I am a little bit hungry.
It's supposed to be a party.
So, Drew McIntyre gets fought off by Braun Strowman because Braun Strowman don't forget, and when he don't forget, that means he ain't finished with you. So, they go fighting out, and I'm glad one thing I'm going to note here before we get into the details of the field, I'm glad that they have Drew on level with Braun Strowman, because Drew is like a legitimate threat. I mean, obviously, and in all honesty, if they were going to go for the simple route and have a replacement in that Universal title match, I wouldn't have minded Drew.
Yeah.
Drew, I think, is somebody that in this form now, he's going to be a WWE World Champion, whether it's WWE or Universal.
And who's to say by next Monday Night Raw that Drew doesn't get added to the match somehow and it still end up being a triple threat match? It could still happen. We still have a week before Crown Jewel.
Well, that's also true. Keep in mind that I think the plan will finally go with Braun Strowman getting the belt.
Yeah,
so we can continue to see the Universal Championship. If for some godly unknown reason Brock Lesnar gets that title again, then I don't know. Or maybe Brock Lesnar will pop up a little bit more. But
I can only think of one possible reason that Brock would win that belt, and that is because they want Brock versus Lashley at WrestleMania. That is the only reason in God's green earth that Brock Lesnar would take that title at Crown Jewel.
Question: does that make Brock Lesnar a babyface again?
It does not. It means that Bobby Lashley will turn heel by the Royal Rumble.
Bobby Lashley's already a heel.
Face. Listen to me getting my stuff mixed
up. So
up.
Lesnar would be booed because basically he's just not around.
And also because Heyman knows how to book a heel.
Lesnar still seems to get cheered when he performs.
A little bit. There are some of those marks out there.
He's got some mixed reactions now.
You know your marks. You know you exist. Live with it.
Now, I will say, Brock Lesnar does have mixed reactions now, and it's more so now more than ever. And possibly it's because fans have gotten sick and tired of him not showing up. So
yeah,
let's just hope if Brock Lesnar wins, let's just hope and pray maybe he, actually show up to work a bit more.
Fat chance he's got a UFC bout. Oops, I wasn't supposed to tell people that. Sorry, Vince.
I heard rumor that that's canceled.
No, it is not.
Well, then maybe it's just something to stir up the press.
Exactly.
If Brock Lesnar wins this, then if Brock Lesnar wins the Universal title again, then I will call it now. He will win the UFC World title because and it will prove UFC could be a work as well. Because why? They will literally get that shit out of the way, and Brock Lesnar will go down in history as your first ever two-sport combat champion. And I guarantee you they'll even make it. And I guarantee you they'll probably even make him a belt for that.
I don't know of anybody that's held belts for two different promotions at the same time.
Let alone it being UFC and WWE. Now, two different wrestling promotions, yes. But you're talking WWE and UFC here?
Two major promotions. Let's do that. Because I'm sorry, Indies, you're still small promotions. We love you to death, but you're still small. I'm looking at you, Ring of Honor.
New Japan's one of my favorites right now.
I'm sorry, New Japan's going to hell in a handbasket, and everybody knows it.
I heard. But let's just hope the Bullet Club Elite,
please
start up your own promotion, David.
Please.
And make Kenny Omega your inaugural world champion because he deserves it.
Oh, there's rumors that Kenny will be in WWE by the Royal Rumble.
Or that.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, make Kenny your damn world champion, though.
I'm pretty sure if Kenny does, we're going to see Kenny and Styles. That is...
Could Kenny become WWE champion?
He very well could. That could be part of his deal to get him there. They got to butter him up somehow. They done fired him from NXT once. It's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, we'll give you a run.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny's already proven he is at the level.
He's proven it how many times?
Golly, for a while now. Oh. There's a reason I love Kenny Omega so much.
Congratulations to Chris Jericho for selling out your cruise. It is sold out. You cannot get a ticket for it.
It's happening right now.
Exactly.
And we're here in Virginia when we could be down in Florida on the cruise.
Really?
But hey, maybe if it comes back. Let's hope it comes back. Because I will try to go, damn it. I would love to go on a Jericho cruise. I will have Dark Angel with me. I'll probably have Robert Moore with me. Oh, if this big guy can come too, we'll get him on board. So,
SmackDown.
But before we touch SmackDown, we got the heel turn.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That nobody thought was going to come on this night anyway.
And I really don't think anybody wanted for that matter. At least not that way. If you were going to
I
do
think
a heel turn,
I think it would have settled for there being a little less stink on the heel turn and have him doing it a few weeks later.
if they were going to do the heel turn, they should have done it when they had the chance with the whole Pac thing to at least give the Pac some credibility.
Yeah.
That they now no longer have nor will ever have.
And on a night where Roman Reigns reveals that he has cancer, you crown your tag team champions, Ambrose and Rollins. They finally did it. They did it for Roman, and then whack, dirty deeds. Okay, now that first one could be taken with could have been taken with a grain of salt. Maybe Ambrose, just frustrated and he wanted because he's already dirty deeds at Rollins once, I believe, within a match that didn't amount to anything, or he tried at least. And then so he does it here. Okay, maybe that's just him taking out frustrations, because he's banging on the man. He's like, and like he's fighting voices in his head or some shit like that. And then he just completely goes AWOL and beats the ever-loving piss out of Rollins. And what's funny about this is that 4 years later, it's Ambrose that pulls the trigger.
Yep.
Could they have the balls of having another... Could WWE somewhere down the line have the balls to do another Shield reunion down the line and have Roman 4 years later, if he's healthy enough to come back, do the third heel turn and have everybody be a one-time turner of the Shield?
I'm going to right now tell WWE how to get themselves out of this mess, because there is a way.
So you think this heel turn's a mess? I kind of think it, as bad of a taste as it seemed, I think it might have been the right time.
Here's how you get yourself out of this mess. You have Dean come out and claim that because Roman got out with leukemia that he just lost control and couldn't control himself and had to take out his frustration somehow, and Rollins was the only one there, and have him apologize and move on. Let it go. But if you're going to keep this going, you need to make it good. You need to make it not about Roman leaving. You need to make it about what happened between Dean and Seth years ago.
If they go for Ambrose apologizing to Seth, Seth's obviously going to be on the lookout for a little bit anyways. Yeah. And after doing that, come on. Do you think a simple "I'm sorry" is just going to throw that under the bridge?
The fact that they still have the tag titles might be okay. And if you're going to keep Ambrose heel, watch his CZW days. That's when he did his best heel work. Let him do his CZW self. Let him be John Moxley.
Don't have to change the name.
No, just let him be John Moxley.
Well, on with that, we got SmackDown. Okay, so fast notes here.
Speaking of bad Shield ripoffs,
we started off with one. The Bar and the Big Show lay out the New Day during the opening segment.
They're toying with the idea of changing the name to Raise the Bar for that whole act name.
Well,
Raise the Bar as a group name. Really?
Big Show's going to come rising through the mat on a random event. Well, singing his theme song.
It's basically going to boil down to a 3-on-3, probably at Survivor Series, and Big Show will probably get pinned just because the New Day.
Big E pins him. No
exactly.
Kofi pins him just because.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston for world champion.
Kofi Kingston could have been WWE champion.
He should have already been, I think.
But because he botched an RKO, it completely took him out of it.
Orton essentially put Kofi cemented Kofi back down into the mid-card.
If you remember...
But Kofi, I think, has broken out.
When Orton hit that RKO on Kofi that one scene, he kept yelling, stupid. That was actually because Kofi botched the RKO and almost broke his own neck.
Kofi almost broke his own neck.
Yes. He was supposed to land the RKO just right, but instead he did that RVD land in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that is pretty much what put him in mid-card hell for what's been pretty much the rest of his career.
But he's been like high mid-card.
Yeah. And now he's getting that following back.
He's got definite improvement.
He's getting that following back since he joined with the New Day. But I will say, the first time I saw the New Day, I was like, please don't do the Devon. Please don't do the Devon.
We got, after that, we get the Usos for the second week in a row defeating WWE Champion AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan.
The moment that Roman went out, I knew that when the Usos got their rematch with those two, they were going to win.
Oh, I knew Usos were going to win again, but I was waiting to see what accident this time was going to cause it.
And it was the Pele kick.
See, AJ dodged the bullet first. Did not deck Bryan with the forearm. He did not deck Bryan with the phenomenal forearm. But
he can't.
Bryan did catch the Pele, and you caught bunny ears.
Yeah, I did. I understand that AJ can't almost see who he's hitting that Pele kick with once he's made that flip. But come on. I guess you get a hug. You should know better. If you know your partner's in the area where you're going to be Pele kicking, don't Pele kick.
Did you see when Usos was in the air? He did a quick symbol for the Superman punch.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't actually see that. Had to go back and watch it. I caught that the first time. It was cool.
It was like, wow. Had his arm stretched back out in time to land that splash.
If it's going to be any tag team that's going to get a shot at the tag titles, it's going to be the Usos, just because.
Why not? You know what I would love to see even? Why not give Jimmy Uso a WWE title shot? He's pinned AJ Styles for 2 consecutive weeks now.
I could either Jimmy or Jay.
And with their years of experience and stuff like that, their build has cemented them as good enough for that.
And we've seen tag teams actually win world championships with each other. We've seen that happen. Out of the 2-man ego trip.
This is true. All right, so let's get through the rest of the SmackDown stuff here real quick. All right, so we got the recap of Charlotte and Becky Lynch's fight at Performance Center. Woo! Charlotte cuts a promo afterwards, and la-di-da-di-da. Rusev.
This is pretty much a bad Ric Flair, Orn Anderson, WCW rehash. This is what this is. That. I'm sorry.
I can see that happening, but then of course sad. This appears to be the evident ending, but it's sad. Rusev just squashes Aiden English.
Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, yes, but
I liked Aiden English when he was part of Rusev Day.
What of the feud?
Why? If you're going to turn one of the Rusev Day members heel, make it Lana. Lana don't need to be in that mix anyway. Lana can do her own thing now. She's proven that. She's proven she's capable.
It doesn't change the fact that they're husband and wife behind the scenes.
No.
Just let them be.
English and Rusev should be tag team champions right now. Bottom line. And because Vince McMahon...
Well, at least Kofi Kingston now has the record for longest tag team champion accumulated.
True. If Vince McMahon knew how to book tag team championships right, he would have known that Rusev Day should have been tag champions. And Lana... long gone. They should
have been able to stay together as a team until they won the titles, because you knew the New Day was going to hold on to those belts until Kofi beat that record because of the fact that he was so close, instead of just dropping the titles and then giving them another reign to get theirs.
Now, what's going to piss me off most about this is if the New Day end up beating the Bar for the tag team champions at Crown Jewel, and them only being 2 weeks champions. Are you kidding me?
Yes. Now we got we got Rey Mysterio on Miz TV, and he got the best of the Miz, and then beats the Miz in a match following that with a 619.
First off, thank you for bringing back Rey Mysterio, despite the fact that he had that incident in AAA. Yes, I was going to go there either way.
Take away the incident,
which was not his fault at all.
It's nice to see Rey Mysterio back. Take away the instant.
That said, don't send him to 205 Live. Don't do it.
No.
He will go there to die, pretty much. Just look at what happened. Tajiri went to 205 Live, died instantly.
Yes, exactly. Then we got the some type of evolution build, and I wasn't really for that, and I didn't really pay no mind to it. I'm guessing Asuka and Naomi beat Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville or something.
Yeah,
or the match was thrown out altogether. Either way, Asuka was the last one standing in the ring. Okay, cool. Then Shane McMahon hyped up Crown Jewel and then introduced the main event. Randy Orton then proceeded to defeat Jeff Hardy. We could not give Jeff Hardy the win.
Please tell me you caught Shane O'Mac giving that CM Punk plug when the crowd was chanting CM Punk. Please tell me you caught that plug.
I think I did.
The fact that he acknowledged a Punk chant should speak volumes about what Crown Jewel is going to be. I predict CM Punk will show up at Crown Jewel and shock the world.
Considering Crown Jewel's still in Saudi Arabia, we're going to get to that before we cut this off.
Best in the World Cup tournament? Please.
So, all right, so let's see. Who prevailed in the mixed match challenge? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. B&B, Finn Balor, and Bayley, they defeated Natalya and Bobby Roode in a mixed match challenge.
After Bobby Roode tried to put on Finn Balor's jacket, which was absolutely hilarious.
Okay, that is hilarious, actually. Then Asuka beat their opponents, too. It's nothing really. Yeah, they beat Day One Glow. Nothing really to mount there. Let's just try to scroll through the rest of these week results real quick because we got some discussion at hand. And, of course, you guys know what's coming after the Mixed Match Challenge. It's the best night for wrestling. It's Wednesday night.
It's NXT.
NXT time. And we're kicking things off with the UK show because that comes on first. And then it's 205 Live and then it's NXT. And not no more because this week was the last episode for this calendar year, the Mae Young Classic. That seems to be your Wednesday slot. I'm not sure if 205 Live is sticking around. Well, yes, they are still going to be sticking around on Wednesday, actually, for this amount of time because of the Mixed Match Challenge still going. But after the Mixed Match Challenge is over, that's where I'm not sure that...
I think 205 Live will take over the Mae Young Classic slot.
After NXT?
Yeah.
I like it before NXT, but still, it's I've kind of had a hard time actually catching it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Now, one thing I want to know, or one thing I want to take it. By the way, 3 likes, so thank you guys for that. There seems to be some things going down. In all that hefty business. Now, I'll let Mike give you guys the rundown on here on the NXT stuff. We started off with Ligero defeating Mike the Wild Boar Hitchman. Via pinfall following Tornado DDT. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. NXT UK showing off. I actually got to watch this after I nabbed my notes up together. Now we get our next thing, viewers, was Dakota Kai defeating Killer Kelly after the Code Red backstabber combo. Then Kelly had dominated that match actually with submissions. Rest holds, and then hit a big basement drop kick. It was a good back and forth little match. Then, of course, there was that post-match interview with Dakota Kai. Yes. After the next thing that went down, we had Zach Gibson winning the UK tournament. We showed him his winning of the UK tournament, and then him coming up short against Pete Dunne. Course. Then a promo, I guess, and then we had a Eddie Dennis promo and all that good stuff.
Has it officially been a year for Pete Dunne holding the UK championship?
It might have been.
That should speak volumes about Pete Dunne.
Yes. All right. Let Mike get you guys in on some more results. So we'll be back in. And we'll give Mike D Props. We will be back.
All right, so okay, our next segment on the UK show was Liverpool #1. Travis Banks and Gibson beat Flash Morgan Webster and Jack Gallagher. There's a big promo about all that. And then Noam Dar claiming that he hasn't got the shot at the UK title that he deserves. And I believe next week we're going to have Gibson and Noam Dar. We had an interview for Travis Banks, who is vowing to get revenge on the Coffee Brothers after what happened previously. Ashton Smith defeated Tucker via pinfall. We got a Danny Burch hype video. And that's going to be cool to see Danny Burch live on the UK. And Tyler Bate defeated Wolfgang via the Tyler Driver 97. I actually like the Tyler Driver 97. It's a pretty cool finisher. And we did get it confirmed that Gibson and Dar will main event next week. 205 Live. First of all, before we get any further with 205 Live, for those that don't know, I am not exactly a Mike Kanellis fan, but, you know, he didn't have the best debut when he first came. So the fact that they give him an even worse 205 Live debut says volumes to what Vince thinks about certain members of the Ring of Honor / Impact Wrestling rosters. So that being said, Mike Kanellis did defeat Lince Dorado via pinfall. Kalisto and Grand Metalik took on Oh no, Kalisto and Grand Metalik were out during the match between Kanellis and Dorado. My bad. That was. And then Drake Maverick give his State of the Brand address, which ended up being a hype for Ali versus Atami, as well as Buddy Murphy needing a challenger for his championship, and there will be a #1 contenders tournament on October the 30th. So they're not going to let Cedric Alexander have his rematch. Bad booking. Bad booking. We got Brian Kendrick coming out to send warnings to Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher. And then apparently Gallagher is going to take on Kendrick next week. Should be an interesting match. And then Leo Rush once again. Too much Leo Rush. Way too much Leo Rush. So apparently next week, Leo Rush and Cedric Alexander are going to have a rematch. Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese get interviewed by Dasha. Says,
Mike, where are you choking up at?
I'm right here at
On my
the
notes.
I'm right here at the interview with Murphy and Tony Nese. Make sure I'm reading it right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mustafa Ali.
yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Defeating Hideo Itami with the 054. Mustafa Ali defeating Hideo Itami in the 054.
Yes.
Folks, I'm back, and we're going to wrap this up as fast as we possibly can. Looks like you got through a good bit of the show there.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to commend NXT UK on their performance. That Tyler Jordan was amazing.
It was.
Now, 205 Live was all right as well. Had see, where are we at? Oh my lord, there it is. Okay, that's funny. Not a lot of stuff happened this week on 205 Live though. But Mustafa Ali ends up picking the win over Hideo Itami to end their feud, apparently. So
does this mean Ali will be the number one contender to Buddy Murphy?
We'll have to see. Cedric's also been in a bit of a slump.
Yes, he has.
Now we get to NXT real quick. Now there wasn't a lot of matches tonight. You did get EC3 interrupting the Undisputed Era, going on to defeat Adam Cole, then getting attacked by them afterwards. So that was quite that was pretty strong, and it was a way to make the foursome look huge, big time upon their return. And then we got Mia Yim winning her debut match on NXT against Aaliyah. Nice stuff there. And then we go to Cassius Ohno defeating Justin Xavier with a pretty effective squash. And Nikki Cross then interrupted Ohno. So, they're saying Nikki has a secret. Well, I think she's got two going on because she's messing with Cassius Ohno, and we just figured out one that we're about to talk about right now. Because Aleister Black came in, he was committing some heavy manslaughter on the kid. I saw like a knee, a black mask. Then he gets in the ring, black mask is Sullivan, and takes William Regal by the grab and going, "Where is he?" And then Johnny Gargano catches him and goes, "I'm right here."
Yeah, I called Gargano being Aleister Black's attacker from a mile away.
Now, not too much to touch on that, folks. I mean, except wow. But the last thoughts before we end this thing, because we already pretty much spoke about Crown Jewel. So the last thing before we end this and pick back up with the Halloween party that we did not get everybody here on. We only got him in, which is why he's here. So credit to Dark Angel for getting the stuff that we need together for this. Even though it's just a little gathering of friends, if it weren't for the proceedings, we could not have gotten our guest slot because who knows when he could have had a break in his schedule to get on. So definitely give some credit there. Dark Angel MVP for the guest appearance. And she'll be live whenever she gets the chance to next time on her Twitch channel. I'm not sure when she's doing that. But she'll probably be live with Final Fantasy Chapter 2 story mode, if I'm correct. you'll probably be live with Final Fantasy 15 Chapter 2.
No, after chapter 1 and 2, because chapter 1 didn't save.
Chapter 1 and 2. So she'll probably be doing an extendo stream, depending on how much energy she has. We're just working on getting schedules together and everything on that, which is why we go live at the most inopportune times, and sometimes people get mad at us. So, we got to come up with a schedule, and once we come up with an effective schedule, well, we'll be able to do everything more efficiently. Right now, I'm doing a bunch of setup work and all that stuff. It's been hard. It's been hard, folks. I ain't gonna lie. That's why. That's another part of the reason why the podcast wasn't there. And to be frank, I'll say this about Evolution now. Depending on how good the show is, probably will depend on whether or not I talk about it. Because I like coming up here and talking to you guys. You know, Dark Angel, obviously, she's in the area with me. But we want to make it a little bit more team interactive, kind of like this. Or at least I've been wanting to make it a little more team interactive. So I want to look to give Dark Angel a little bit more of a spotlight as well. Help get her adjusted if she's wanting to do so. But with Evolution being said, as it is, we do have the finals of the Mae Young Classic in form. And I will not be a spoiled sport, but I kind of already figured this would happen. So I guess I had good predictions because Toni Storm and Io Shirai are in the finals. How did they get there? 2 monumental matches. And that was it. 2 monumental matches. That was all the events that happened this week. And the only thing we have left to conquer now is the fact that WWE has stuck with Saudi Arabia as their location. The Saudi money.
It's heavy bribery. That's what it boils down to.
Bribery. You would think WWE, Rob, you might know something about this. You would think WWE would be a company that could afford to not take the bribe. But if that's what this is, if they're being bribed to stay at a location for an event that John Cena's already pulled out of.
And Daniel Bryan is trying.
And Daniel Bryan tried.
Which is not good because that's a WWE title match that'll now be off the card.
Exactly.
And how do you replace a championship match of that caliber?
You put the Miz there.
The Miz ain't gonna do it.
But it would make Bryan's win null and void.
Exactly. And that's just something that they're not going to do.
There's too much compromising there. And I really feel that they messed up by not changing location. What do you think, Rob? He's over here off screen shaking his head at WWE for this matter. Saudi Arabia it's no secret that they are very much under fire for what happened to Jamal Khashoggi.
If it wasn't for the fact that they tried to cover it up and lie about it, and we'd still might be okay with Crown Jewel being in Saudi Arabia if they hadn't tried to cover it up. But the fact that they lied about
No. Let me stop you right there. The murder was enough for me to go.
It was enough, but
the disappearance was enough for me to go, okay, you need to change.
I mean, if the man committed, like if he went and killed somebody and it's your policy that if you kill someone, we kill you back like it is in the great state of Texas, I understand that. But this was not the case.
It was not. And, that's really just bad. But we can't say anything more on the matter because, what can we all say that's going to change
because of that? I might not. I just like look at the results just so I know whether or not Punk showed up.
I'm considering not. But despite me, because of my journalistic factor, you may watch it but let's just say, regardless on how good or not good the show will be, there's going to be a very, very sour, disappointing factor on the viewers.
This is why you need to
Because of the
retire,
fact.
Vince. This is why you need to retire. This is Vince's doing. Please leave. Please go.
Just change.
It's time.
But with
Take
that,
your Hall of Fame walk and go.
that was worth a shot. So, folks, that's going to be it for that. I don't know what the thought is or what's going to be going on, but we'll figure it out. That's as far as scheduling stuff goes. But as far as what's been going on with this all in general, whether or not the journalism stuff continues as effective as it has been, I don't know right now. And it's mainly because, well, overall, there's already plenty of talks going on about it. All I can simply do is offer input. So that's just gonna be a thing. And we can't really say much more about what's going on because apparently what's done is done. And with Cena pulling out, Cena is apparently pulled out already. And so if that happens, then they're already in major doo-doo. So I don't know what hopes lies left or anything like that.
Very little on Crown Jewel. Very little.
But whatever the case, folks.
Let's just say I'm looking forward to Survivor Series. That's where my mind's at.
There we go. Survivor Series, folks. Because it's a big four and it needs to be treated like one.
Exactly.
So we'll see you guys next time on the Deadly Saints podcast. Well, I will. He'll see you in his next appearance whenever he can. I'm sure. But that's the end of this one, folks. We're going to get out of here, enjoy the rest of our night, and try to relax a bit and have a good get-together. So, with that being said, folks, of course, you guys already know, like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully Big Mike didn't choke up too much on the batters.
I did my best.
We'll see you guys later, folks.